Hey, so I'm just going to cut in here before the podcast starts. It's been a few days since I've recorded this episode, but I only just found out now, and this is something I didn't mention in the podcast, is that David from My Wife's Junk is actually the voice actor of the rotoscoped guy in Smiling Friends.
So another great thing about life is making new friends. Anyone can be your friend, even that guy. Hello there, I'm Pim. Would you like to be our friend?
Whoa! What the dude? Don't touch me!
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Dude, what the Why are you here, man? You're so old. Where's your wife? Go home to your family, dude.
Well, I mean, I'm not that old.
You are getting kind of old, dude.
Smiling Friends, in case you don't know, was the pilot that Psychicpebbles and Michael Cusack made for Adult Swim. And now, rewatching that pilot, it's crazy that I didn't realize that before. I'm mentioning this just because, I'm surprised, and, extra context can't hurt, right? Anyway, enough about that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play roughly a minute of David's stuff, just so you get a basic idea of what he's about. And I will see you on the other side.
Hello out there, everyone. Welcome to My Wife's Junk. Now, this is a channel where I am selling all the stuff my wife left behind when she left me. Now, this is a black angel. Actually, this is a black boy who's become an angel. I think a black angel implies angel of death. Very different. On the contrary, this is an angel of life. Hello out there. Welcome to the first entertainment report of 2020. My personal resolution is to get fewer STDs this year, and I am not off to a good start, let me tell you. Alec Baldwin says he does not want to play Donald Trump again next season on Saturday Night Live. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there's one man who I'm sure has a very strong opinion about this, and he's on the phone right now. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Mr. Donald J. Trump, the President of the United States of America. Mr. President, are you there?
Hello, I'm here.
Hey, buddy.
David, I want to say, first of all, starting off, I think your show is wonderful. I think it's fantastic. Continue keeping people updated. There's no better place for entertainment than the Entertainment Report, right? That's what they're saying. The Entertainment Report is the best place for entertainment.
Hello, you lovely people. Welcome to episode 2 of Overlooked, the podcast all about giving small creators a platform to get the recognition that they so sorely deserve. Today I'm accompanied by one of the funniest people on YouTube, and one of the most underrated. He's worked with the likes of Sick Animation and Psychicpebbles, but now he has two missions: to sell his ex-wife's belongings to the good people of the internet, as well as to inform these very same people on the world of entertainment. This is David from the YouTube channel My Wife's Junk. Hey David, so how's your day been so far?
Hello, pretty good day so far. How's your day?
Yeah, pretty decent. Thing is, I've been prepping for this, so like all the stuff I've done has been very half-assed. So anything that wasn't related to this, I've been sort of, always worried that I'm gonna, I don't know, just get distracted and completely miss the the cool. But no, it's going pretty well right now. And the funny thing is, right, so when I tried to contact you initially for this, so I looked for your Twitter and everything. I looked because I looked through your name, and I couldn't find anything because I saw people used to @ you in the past. So I was like, okay, I'm not sure where your Twitter is. I couldn't find it. Until now, I realized you actually have a Twitter for one of your series that you do on your channel. But at the time I had no idea. So, what you know extremely well, I contacted you through eBay to let you know the podcast. Obviously, you were very accepting. It was completely ridiculous. I don't know what came over me when I thought it was.
I mean, that's cool. However you gotta do it. I know I'm not like super easily accessible.
Yeah.
Which, well, I was gonna say maybe I wouldn't be so overlooked if I were easier to reach, but I don't. That sounds braggy, like
Well, I mean,
the
I guess
reason no one knows who I am is because I have no easily accessible social media or whatever.
Yeah,
But
maybe.
yeah, eBay's good, man. If anyone in the audience wants to reach me, just send me a message on eBay.
Yeah, it's exactly what the platform was made for, and I'm glad you responded. It was very good. So right, okay, right. I'm just, because you're like the first guest from America. I've always wondered, right? It's already going off topic crazy, but basically every time that I've been in a hot country, I always have like cold showers to basically like kind of like shield me for a few hours.
Yeah.
And so like, you know, the weather in America is always hot pretty much. So I was wondering if you guys had like just had cold showers all the time to compensate, or like are you used to the heat and you just have normal showers, or?
Man, it's funny you say, because I don't know where in the U.S. you've been, but I'm from Louisiana originally,
Yeah.
and it's insanely just hot and muggy. And you walk outside, and it's just like you're drenched in sweat the moment you step foot outdoors in the summertime. Beyond the summertime, I mean, spring all the way. Like there's two good months a year maybe where you're not hot. I now live in Southern California, which maybe by your standards in England would be hot.
Yeah.
But God, it's so much nicer. I mean, you know, the lack of humidity means that in the shade it feels very pleasant where I am currently. The evening times it gets very pleasant. In Louisiana, it's unrelenting. It's probably similar to like Florida. If you went there, you might be more familiar with that. But East
Yeah.
Coast, even like, you know, New York or Philadelphia or something like that in the summer, you're just sweating and drenched. Southern California is dry. It has like a desert environment, and there's like a breeze coming off the coast. So possibly hot by your standards, but for me, it's just really amazing compared to where I'm from. I'll say it that way. So no, I'm not taking a lot of cold showers. And in Louisiana, you just sit in the air conditioning all day long. Here, you stay in the air conditioning for a few hours a day, and then you can venture out again in the evening.
I see. So do you like, would you say that you see like a lot less of like manual labor and stuff in Louisiana just because it's so hot, like outside?
Shoot. Yeah, I don't know. I think people are just kind of used to it. I mean, I did like manual labor working on a rice farm when I was 14 out in the middle of the summer in the sun and the heat. And I think you just take it for granted, or you don't really, you grow up with it and don't give it too much thought until you move away and go back to visit.
Yeah.
Is what I find. But yeah, I'm sure there's, you know, Louisiana probably has some like prisoners digging ditches and stuff, you know, because they're kind of backwards that way, like in the middle of the summer heat.
That's a fantastic picture of America you've painted for me. So I mean, I went to Florida and Southern California. That's the two places that I've been.
Okay, so yeah, I imagine you found it hot in Southern California, especially if you were here in the summer, like August, September, especially. But man, you can go out to the beach and hit like 60-degree breezes like anytime, and that's amazing because there's no escape in Louisiana. I lived not far from the Gulf Coast, and that there was no cool air coming off of that body of water by any means. So.
And you say 60 degrees. It's funny because in UK we use Celsius instead of Fahrenheit. Right. So like, God, it's so annoying though, because like every time we want to look something up, it will be in Fahrenheit, and like when we want to figure it out, we have to do like an equation. So like, I think you like halve it and then minus 30 or something.
Yeah, I don't know how to.
I'm not entirely sure.
I know that 60 would be very hot, right? In Celsius.
It'd be dangerously hot. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I'll jump onto topic. So, first question, main one is, how did you actually come up with the idea for My Wife's Junk?
Well, you had mentioned Sick Animation in your intro. I guess it kind of stemmed from that because, like, years ago, I mean, Mark from Sick Animation and I have been close friends forever, and I think I used to do like just little jokey impressions of infomercial kind of character guy, and then one day he thought we should make a video of me doing that for his merchandise on his site. So that like stemmed from that initially, where it was just kind of fun to like actually commit that to video and edit it and take it seriously instead of just doing a joke around the house or whatever. And then it was just an idea I had to sustain that. I don't remember specifically how I came up with it. I've never been married. I know that might be disappointing Never had a wife. It was just sort of this idea of this character who's kind of sad and pathetic and, like jealous of his ex-wife because she left him and stuff. And basically I was like, well, I can go pick up stuff from the local thrift shops and things like that and kind of sell it as my wife's junk and kind of drag her through the mud a little bit in the process of selling her stuff. Yeah, so it stemmed from just doing an impression of that, doing it for Mark's website on Sick Animation, selling merchandise, and then trying to think of a way to sustain that as a full series. And then that was an idea of just this guy selling off his wife's junk from their home.
Yeah. In fact, you mentioned Sick Animation. So you were in a live action sort of series called My Friend David on Mark's channel. Yeah. I'm wondering how that. In fact, how did it even the whole relationship with Sick Animation? How did that start?
Well, Mark and I we grew up together. Our moms were friends when they were in high school, and we were born 3 days apart, and we've just been friends since we were children. So.
Damn.
That's it. That's all him. He's really funny stuff, and I don't contribute to his animations in any way, but we do, like I said with the infomercial guy thing, kind of I just have little bits that I do, and the My Friend David thing was something that we used to fuck around with and just be silly, and I would, without really thinking of it as a series or as a thing to document in any kind of way, just you're joking around with your friends, and I would kind of go into that character. And then I think it was his idea to just start recording it one day. He's not someone who wants to be on camera by any means, so it kind of just worked out where he's goading me from off camera. Again, it's not something that I considered as a thing to pursue or to make a video of. I was like, hey, well, let's conceive of this character. It was just a thing I was kind of naturally doing. And then one day he decided to point a camera at me and play with it. It turned out being fun for us, just fun to do. I was surprised at the time that he even wanted to put it on a site, which was cool because he has a platform that people actually watch, and
They do make some. It does make some good content though.
It's fun, man. I wish we did it more. Yeah. I mean, I can't say I wish and then just not do it. We have kind of plans to do more of it. I was going to launch a YouTube channel specifically just for that at some point. We kind of made a couple more after that little heyday. Things that haven't been on Sick Animation that I maybe put on my Instagram or something so far. It's just fun. It's just being silly and cutting up with your friend, and we'll just record that stuff forever. It's a lot of these ideas, really a lot of scenarios that he'll come up with, and then just say all right, pretend you're dating a chick who bites you, and then then I kind of just take it from there. A lot of improv, but then you just cut out the bullshit. It's fun, whatever. It's just silly fun. No one cares. No one watches it. It's cool.
It's some good stuff, though. You're really downing yourself. It's some good content. It's some good
No,
stuff.
I'm proud of it when we do it. I think it's fun. I mean, I go back and I actually laugh at that stuff, which might be kind of silly to say, but especially if I can hit a good little improv-y kind of groove, and then even when I go back and watch it, I'm kind of surprised at the things I say, which I know that sounds so pretentious of me to even say and braggy, but I do it's because it's not planned and it's not scripted, so you go back and watch it and it still can kind of be funny and surprising in that way. So I get it, it's fun. And I'm kind of proud of that. Proud of it a bit when we do it, when we do good ones. But we don't do it that much, and I haven't really pursued it as a show or anything, which maybe I should. That's how people monetize shit, and they're not so self-deprecating as I am about it.
You're extremely humble, yeah. So you said you basically did a lot of improv for those. So does that sort of carry over into My Wife's Junk and your other series, The Entertainment Report?
Entertainment Report's very, very written, because you got to kind of nail those punchlines. And Entertainment Report is a spoof on entertainment shows. So there's I guess you have similar content in the UK, but it's written I think it has to be written and delivered very much like an entertainment show before you get to the punchline to make the punchline work.
Yeah.
And it might not make sense to anyone who's not familiar with it, but so those are pretty well scripted. Wife's Junk started with a whole lot of like improv. I'd kind of make notes on a card of what I wanted to hit, or I would buy my item from the thrift shop or a Goodwill store, which we have here, and like just stare at it and write notes. Like, here are like bullets. Like, I want to say this. This is kind of funny. What if my wife did this or that with it? And then there'd be a little bit of like going off track and kind of going into random kind of tangents that either worked or they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And you use them or you don't. I've gotten a lot more with that one, and mainly I'm not sure if the actual content has improved. I think it stayed the same, but it's so much easier to edit. I like bought a little like prompter. I don't know if that's disappointing that I'm not just winging the whole thing, but man, that sure makes life easy, because I still do takes and I still will just kind of say random stuff, but like even for the Wife's Junk, like selling products, I'll go off of a prompter now. And when I say that makes it easy to edit, because obviously if you're doing multiple takes, like you can jump straight to like, well, let me try take 2, take 3 of that, and it's all
Definitely,
there.
yeah.
Just the previous method where I'm looking at bullets on an index card, like you're just rambling forever. It's just a lot of footage to sort through. So yeah, that's basically that. I will say, if you allow me, thanks for not I'm sorry that I'm rambling, but
No, don't worry about it.
no, like I'll say about that too. It's almost like improving. I guess this is contrary to like what improving is, but it's still free flow on like paper as you're staring at the item that then makes it into the prompter. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's still sort of like, it still kind of comes fast and furious in a way, but it's just like now it's like written out. Sorry, that's a lot. I used to not write them out.
No, that's logical.
It's just so much easier and quicker to turn it around and edit it when it's written.
Yeah. So cutting the fat, make it more efficient. Yeah, makes sense. So yeah, the entertainment report as well. I wanted to just ask, like, did you ever consider making a new channel just for the entertainment report?
Yeah, I thought about it initially, especially because I kind of didn't want to break that character. I mean, it's the same character, same delivery and all, but I sort of didn't want to necessarily like taint this image of this guy like selling his wife's junk with this other random sort of offshoot. So I thought about then like not wanting to ruin Wife's Junk by throwing in some kind of alternate content, but like it's the same character, and no one's going to be watching some new YouTube channel. Like I think it's hard to get a YouTube channel up and running and going from my experience. I mean, it's been a lot of years to get me to my very low subscriber count now. That's fine. I mean, it's nice to know that that someone's going to actually watch it. So it's good to put it out there where people appreciate it on the channel. I think I would have 12 viewers if I tried to launch a new channel.
It probably was a smart move. Just get all the audience that you already got, or all the subscriptions you already got, all that stuff. It was. But probably the smartest thing you could have done.
Like the My Friend David videos, I did start a new YouTube for that. I haven't posted much on it yet, but that's a totally different character. So I still wanted to keep Wife's Junk in the realm of like, maybe some people are kind of like, wait, is this guy for real? And I could see that guy kind of taking up like entertainment news as the thing he's into.
It does sort of come with all the same sort of persona.
Kind of, and I still reference my wife in those as well.
Yeah. So right, in the entertainment report, you've got a the clip on the intro has you like standing in front of like a wall, advertising wall of the Emmys. Yeah. I was wondering, like, did you go to the Emmys or?
Yeah, so I have worked for a number of years. We have a network. I think you probably have it too. E Entertainment. I've worked for them for a number of years. When award season comes around, I'm freelance and I work in production, which is why I live in Southern California. And so I do red carpet shows. I'm out there on those red carpets, like Golden Globes and the Oscars and that stuff, we have a host, presenter, as you would say here, named Ryan Seacrest, and I literally work with that guy. Yeah, and it's okay, but it's all ridiculous and stupid. Look, I'm very aware of it, but I've written this stuff because I write for them, like voiceover stuff, or I'll write for the host here and there, or write packages and that sort of thing about, say, like, hey, I'm going to write a segment or a package on Leonardo DiCaprio, for instance, and I'm using that same skill set or whatever that I'm using for Entertainment Report. And for me, I find entertainment news to be dumb and ridiculous and silly, and I work with a lot of, say, like, young people coming straight out of college who are very enthusiastic about it, very excited to come in talking about, some latest Kardashian episode or something like that. So I'm kind of absorbing that mentality, and then I've had the experience and sort of the professional training of writing and following entertainment news in that way. So I started the Entertainment Report as an opportunity to make fun of that. I think it's just dumb. Look, I know I'm doing it. They pay me to do it and all that stuff, but I just want to kind of find an outlet to make fun of it. So that's how that started. And then, that video of me at the Emmys, E Network has this thing called Glambot, and it's this fancy machine that gets these images out of celebrities. And I'm in a tuxedo because I was working on the carpet that day, and I just got pulled over that particular day. They were trying to run tests on the machine. I'm not someone lining up to get in the machine to take the videos. So they said, hey, we need to test this out before the carpet opens. Can you just come and step in here real quick? And then I ended up getting the clip. And then it was actually Mark, Sick Animation Mark, who's like, man, that could be a great intro for something. So then it was like, all right, I'll put it in. I'll start doing these entertainment shows and put it in there.
That's really nice. I find it so funny how you're still working in entertainment media, but unironically at the same time as an ironic version of that very same. It's quite funny.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really writing that stuff. I could easily. I don't say this as a brag because I think anyone could do it. It's not really high end writing or anything, but yeah, I think I could just go literally write this same stuff for any entertainment show. So it's taken that kind of skill, or just from that experience of doing it, and then then making the jokes that I would want to make, but doing it through this character. With that.
So do your employers know you have a sort of an alter sort of ego that sort of does its own thing in its free time to sort of make fun of the sort of situation they're in, or? Yeah,
the very first one I made was while I was working, and it was kind of during an Oscar season, and I just did it over the weekend. And by the way, I'll say too that Mark is still present when I'm doing most of these things, and he'll throw out jokes as well. I wanted to make sure I give him that credit he deserves. So some of the wives, he'll kind of throw out jokes in the room that end up making the cut a lot of times. It's funny random stuff. Anyway, that was a thing that I did with during an Oscar season. I posted it on my Instagram, and my Instagram is, there's people who are kind of fans, but a lot of it's just coworkers. And a couple of people made comments. Oh yeah, I saw your thing over the weekend. It was pretty funny. I don't know. No, there wasn't any kind of reaction in any meaningful way. I don't think that I remember. I don't know if they're getting it in the same level of I'm not saying, oh, they don't get it. It's hilarious. They don't fucking get it. I just mean I don't think they're seeing it as a joke the way I am. I think they're more earnestly embracing this world. And to me, it's just stupid. I mean, again, I'm doing it, and it's fine. It's easy work, and I like it, and I like the people I work with, and it's kind of fun to go out on the red carpet. So I'm not trying to downplay that, but it's still dumb. It's still dumb that people obsess over this. So I don't think that I don't think that most of the people I work with agree with that or really understand the content or where I'm coming with it. At least I haven't heard much about it.
Yeah, I mean, all the uninformed masses. I guess you're not doing it really cold-heartedly. You're you're finding what you can and sort of making it maybe the most unfunny things actually funny. I don't know.
I think the goal, at least, I'm not sure I succeed in every joke, but the goal with it is like, it's just this fucking guy who's just kind of sad and pathetic and like has made his life about this. So the joke's not like, hey, I'm gonna make fun of Lizzo or Taylor Swift or whatever. The joke is that this guy is obsessed with it and very enthusiastically embraces it, or by the same token will, you know, endorse sort of like young fans' perspective is like, oh, Katy Perry did not just say what I think she just said to Taylor Swift, you know. So it's this sort of like making fun of it through a perspective of like over enthusiasm in a way. It's not like I don't know, I can't think of an example. It's not like The Daily Show or something that would just be like making fun of and mocking a thing a celebrity said. It's definitely mocking it, but it's through the eyes of like an enthusiastic fan who sort of that's the idea.
Who's
that's the goal.
doing it, is doing it without realizing it as well. He's the character
like
himself.
I'm kind of channeling the stuff again. Like I'll see these young people come in enthusiastic about new Taylor Swift album. So like, but when that enthusiasm is expressed through this kind of older, pathetic man, it makes it puts a different angle on it and kind of makes it funny. And kind of like, I hope kind of like points out the absurdity of it all.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, you had an episode, right? This is actually how I found you, because Psychic Pebble retweeted, I think at the time retweeted either your video or one of your tweets, with an episode that he played Donald Trump in one of your entertainment reports. So I was wondering, how did you actually end up getting him on for an episode? Like, how did that work out?
I wasn't aware, by the way, that he's like a well-known person. I kind of know a little bit. He's a friend of Mark's. I hung out with him before a little bit, like, you know, seeing him at a bar here and there or something, kind of a friend of a friend, social circle kind of thing. Wasn't aware that he had that kind of reach. I just thought he did a really good Donald Trump impression when we were out. It was kind of like a party trick that people would request him say certain things or ask him questions as sort of the press, and he would go into Donald Trump mode. So, you know, I was not aware of that Twitter reach at the time. It was just sort of like, hey, dude, like to Mark, you know, hey, do you think we can get Zach to like play Donald Trump? Because you know, while researching, I saw a story about Alec Baldwin not wanting to play Donald Trump anymore on Saturday Night Live, and I just knew Zach did a really good Donald Trump impression. That's kind of all I knew. Really, you know, fun guy to hang out with or whatever here and there. Like, again, I've not hung out with him much, but I wasn't aware that he had like a big social media following in that way. So it didn't feel like a major get. It was just, I mean, I was very glad to have it. It just kind of felt like, oh yeah, like, hey, that guy Zach does a great Trump. Do you think we can get him? And then Mark reached out to him, and of course he was like, sure, let's do it.
Nice. So like, did your channel get a massive bump after that? Or?
It got a bump. I mean, that's the most viewed of the entertainment reports. I can't tell that it was necessarily massive. Wasn't crazy, but it was cool. Yeah, like, I mean, I was grateful for that. But again, it's just like a funny guy who does a good Trump impression, and the social media bump was added bonus.
It's even like it's just ridiculous that you just don't have as much of a following as like you really should. Obviously, kissing your ass, but it's ridiculous. It's like you find these channels that do like have similar sort of sarky sort of comedy, but just aren't as funny. And obviously, the host is even like the host can become the character that you're making, the fake character. So. Yeah, it's just absolute injustice, really.
I mean, look, I know I'm not out there promoting it either, and I'm not posting a lot. Yeah. And at the end of the day, you know, I'm like, well, it's fun to do to an extent. Like, I would love it if I had someone to edit it for me or something like that. But, you know, not to complain. Like, but it's kind of, I kind of look at it as a hobby. At this point, I'm like, well, there's a handful of people who love it, you know, who are asking for more. I'll do it for them in a way, and because it's kind of fun. Like, I don't know if I would continue it though if I had literally 0 followers or 5 followers. As fun as I say it is, I don't want to like play to an empty room either. It's nice to get that feedback and validation. And yeah, I don't know. I guess it's not for everyone. And
So like, would you do it if you had a massive following, for example, and you had enough money to like live off? Would you do it as a job?
oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I would like, God, if I could get paid to do this, that would be perfect. Like I want to sell a version of this that is an entertainment show that plays. I've only taken slight steps in this direction, just reaching out to a few people in the business here and there. But it would be a dream come true if I could write and perform an entertainment show that was like weekly, and that you're actually going to red carpets and interviewing celebrities as this character. Maybe like a little between, what is it called, Between the Ferns or whatever, kind of like the celebrities would be in on it and know what you're up to. And I think, based on my experience kind of being around that world, I think they would actually enjoy and appreciate that sort of it's like subversive kind of like view of it. Just because you know, they're in, I think they think it's ridiculous too. Probably the celebrities doing these junkets when it's the same questions all the time. So my dream would be to have a team of writers helping to come up with these entertainment stories, and then sort of go off on like little side things where it's like the guy dealing with his daily average life, but then gets these opportunities to carpet. It's not fully fleshed out, but I gotta say, to answer your question, yeah, like of course. I mean, and then to have professionals setting up the cameras and the audio and then editing it, where I kind of just get to write and perform, like I would love that. Yeah.
So like sort of to an extent like a Sacha Baron Cohen-esque kind of, but just like for the red carpet.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think there's a lot of potential there. I don't know. Maybe.
I think that's
maybe
quite
not. But you know, just kind of like, hey, here's your weekly entertainment news, but it's from this just fucking pretty pathetic guy who's doing it from his house, and luckily, you know, through the fiction of this, however it happens, he got the opportunity to actually book real red carpet appearances. And I'm not sure exactly how this character interacts with celebrities. I think it would have to be written on a case-by-case basis. I think I can pull it off and stay in character and kind of do it. And that's like my fantasy, man. That's my dream right now, to do that. I thought about trying to like pitch some kind of wife junk show too, but I got really excited about the entertainment thing just because it's constantly changing, and because I have that background in that world. Like, I obviously was never really married, so I don't relate to it as much, but I definitely relate to just being around the entertainment like production in that way, and kind of writing those things already. So
yeah, and I suppose like wife jokes, like after a while, they get a bit old. So
I mean, there's only so many things, you know. I guess that's why I slowed down a bit. I want to get back into it, just to keep the channel going, and people still care, and people still enjoy it. And I feel like it's probably dumb, you know, because it's just a handful of people. But I'm like, I don't want to let people down. I want to keep it going, and it's fun. It's fun to post them every once in a while. But yeah, you know, I got like a storage room, you know, not a storage room, but a shelf in a closet just full of stuff like that or have yet to sort of sell. And there's a limit. You know, we got some wine glasses. I've kind of made those jokes about my wife being drunk and stuff. And
so you said you got these from what, thrift shops?
Yeah, we have a store called Goodwill. Maybe you're familiar with it. Maybe you also have.
Yeah, Goodwill.
Okay, yeah, a lot of that stuff, just shit people give away over there. Sometimes like a thrift shop or garage sale. And usually I'll find just something on the shelf that I'm like, oh, I could see myself making some jokes about this. Just items that kind of look stupid.
Yeah.
And feel like they lend themselves to jokes. You know, I don't feel that way about everything I currently have in my like inventory. So it's like sometimes, every once in a while, I'll grab something that kind of inspires me or feels like, oh, sure, I can make something funny about this, like massager that kind of looks like a vibrator.
Yeah, no.
So it was probably used as a vibrator on some,
probably.
you know, lady's vagina before she gave it to the Goodwill.
Yeah. We got to try it out once, right? I wouldn't blame him, really.
Yeah, I didn't put it in my butt or anything like that, but
No, I hope not. Yeah.
I think ladies, like, I don't know. I think women buy these like massagers just to kind of keep in the house and keep around and like, hey, no, look, it says it right here. Like, this is a massager. I'm not using this to feel pleasure. You know, how dare I seek pleasure as a human? Like, no way. I would never.
Oh, that's
touch
ridiculous. Yeah,
some
how
of
dare
pussy.
you?
So
Yeah.
I think you just, it's like, yeah, sure, I'll use this on my neck. Yeah, and I think that's the thing that happens.
Yeah. So like, if you met anyone who like sort of doesn't know your thing's a joke, like who genuinely thinks that either you had a wife or you genuinely are obsessed with that sort of entertainment, like reporting.
I don't know, because like I don't get a lot of people. I think most people know it's a joke. I think a lot of people are coming over from like the Sick Animation side of things where it's a joke. I recently did the first podcast ever, and those guys didn't know. Those guys didn't know it was a joke. I don't know where they came from.
They weren't aware.
They weren't coming off like a Psychicpebbles or Sick Animation. I think from that framework, it's obviously a joke.
Definitely.
And I've been shared more from those like comedy circles, I think. I did get a call a couple years back. We have a show called Tosh.0. Maybe you're familiar. I don't know what plays over there, but they basically play clips of stuff off the internet and kind of make fun of it. And I got a call from a producer on that show. Is it Comedy Central, I think?
Yeah, Comedy Central.
And he left me a message. Maybe he did on eBay. I think it might have been through YouTube, whatever. He left me a message and basically said, hey, give me a call. We want to like feature you on the show. And he said, when I talked to him, he's like, yeah, we've been debating here around the office whether it's real or not.
Huh.
So I guess people do wonder and debate. Yeah, and I actually got Skype because we were gonna like Skype me and live onto their show, and that fell through. I think it probably fell through because it's fake. I mean, like I don't know.
No.
I think I don't know. I was very upfront about that. I wasn't trying to fake it. Then he asked me if I could do the character live on the air while talking to the host. I said, yeah, sure, I'll do that. I'll figure it. I don't know if I'm capable, but I'll give it a shot. So they were gonna pipe me in like a live video chat with the host of that show to talk about my YouTube channel and me selling my wife's junk under the guise of it being real. And I was gonna give it a shot. I don't know, it seemed cool. National TV. It was a pretty popular show at the time.
Damn.
But it fell through. Like I don't know. I just didn't. Like the producer had a couple follow-ups, and then I didn't hear back from him. And again, I chalk it up. Look, if I'm producing that show, I don't want someone who's faking it. Like, Yeah. Personally, like I kind of want the real deal. So I feel like I probably ruined my shot whenever I said it wasn't. When I said it was fake, but.
Oh, that is a shame, though. I mean, there's no way of really knowing.
Like, I didn't want to like trick them.
Yeah, definitely not. You don't want to come across that type of guy.
It's like either you still want it or you don't. And they didn't. Who knows why? But yeah. Anyway, to answer your question, that guy said that they couldn't figure it out. Like that the staff of that show had been debating whether it was real or not.
That's ridiculous. So like the staff people who like focus on the sort of entertainment, anyways. I guess to an extent it sort of makes sense because like they're so used to people with that kind of personality, like that those people are like real about it and they actually mean it. So.
Yeah, let me clarify too. That was before Entertainment Report. So
right.
Yeah, sorry. Okay. That was just based on this guy selling his wife's junk.
Damn.
I think I do a pretty good job. That's not a brag, but I think it's kind of because it's like it's not overt humor. So I think like the idea is that you're laughing at this guy. It's not just straight up like punchlines all over left and right. So the idea is to trick people. So.
Yeah.
If I've succeeded at that to an extent, that's kind of fun. And that's why I actually put up real eBay links, is so that you're like, well, this is certainly fake, but wait a minute, he's really selling this shit though. And that was part of just kind of completing the joke in that way of like, bringing that into the real world and kind of like making a more complete sort of like trickery, or kind of extending the joke beyond the channel. It was like, I'm just going to really sell this stuff. So I understand to an extent the confusion. I think I would get it, but the idea is to like look like it could be a real person. So I guess I succeeded if they're not sure. But once you start looking at the entertainment report and other things, and again, if you're learning about this through like Psychicpebbles joke, then you're automatically going to be in on it.
Yeah, definitely. So like I don't know, like do you laugh when we're doing takes and stuff, or?
Not very often. No. It's very like, I every once in a while, like I said, I'm more likely like kind of chuckle at it when I watch it back.
Yeah.
But not so much during.
Huh.
Or I'll say like every once in a while, you know, if like Mark throws a joke at me that I didn't already have planned or thought out, or kind of like is a curveball for me, then maybe I'll chuckle at that one. But not at my own stuff as I'm saying it typically.
That's pretty good if you want to play a character like that. And even if you want to do like you said, that red carpet thing, whole red carpet show with you walking on. If you brought a character then, it probably wouldn't be ideal. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't want to I feel weird even watching like I don't know, Borat or whatever, where I kind of feel bad for the people being pranked in a way, which is whatever, for whatever reason. Like I don't enjoy kind of like prank stuff or humor, so I would still want to be very upfront about it.
Yeah.
If this ever happened in a million years, or I'm like interviewing a celebrity somewhere, like I would want them to be familiar with the show, as I assume they're familiar with Zach Galifianakis on that show. Not to compare myself to that, but you know, like the idea would be to like, hey, we're all in on this joke. We're all making fun of the entertainment industry here, not trying to like, prank people or put people in a weird spot.
Yeah, I think that's probably the biggest problem with like the Eric Andre show. Like he tries to like, as well with Sacha Baron Cohen. Like they start off as like sort of trying to prank other people, catch them off guard. But eventually people just start to know who they are, and then it's just not sustainable, really.
Yeah, and I don't know why. Like I could do it if you know, if this were the idea, and if that was going to get some good reaction. I think I could just like slip into character and just say, "Fuck it, all right, I'll just keep going with it and not reveal myself." If that were best, but my like inclination is not to like fuck with people in that way. I just kind of feel uncomfortable doing it. I think I don't know. I feel like I have trouble kind of being fake. God, everything I say sounds like a brag. I can't be fake.
I'm not picking up any brag.
No,
Don't
I
worry
can't
about
be
it.
fake, bro. Like no, like you know, like I'm always like kind of explaining myself away and kind of, and that comes out in the YouTube channel. Like I try to incorporate that, where it's kind of like I'm just kidding, and then kind of explain stuff away. That's kind of how I am.
Yeah.
Like I can't see myself just adopting the character and just tricking people like in person. It's all good on the channel, but
yeah, because I mean, what's really the point of making someone feel bad, or it's like if you have a funny character, you might as well just like make everyone laugh. Really, you get a bigger audience that way.
Yeah, maybe so. And but by the way, if I did the entertainment thing, out on the red card, like I wouldn't say, "Hey, audience," like I told them in advance this was a joke. So like, you know, the audience might think it's a Borat, but to me, I'm like, well, hey, you know what this is about, right? Like, hi, we're fellow professionals in the entertainment industry. Like, let's make fun of this. And I'm going to ask you weird questions from the point of view of this weird guy. Let's do it, you know? That's how I'd approach it. Whatever, it's
a fun idea.
Not something to talk about yet because it's not a reality yet.
Yeah,
but
no. But you got to have dreams.
I would love that, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to go do, you know, I don't want to go write packages on Leonardo DiCaprio anymore. I want to make fun of it.
So, right. You said you were on a podcast like before this one. You said what, 2 months ago you tried to
like
do
that.
something?
Yeah, not too long ago. During like all this lockdown shit.
Yeah. Like so you said, two guys want to do podcasts with you. You said they didn't know it was a joke, or?
They didn't. I told them when they reached out to me. I think they were like, oh, okay, yeah, we weren't sure. I mean, they weren't just like hook, line, sinker believing it was legit, but I told them, is this, by the way, same as you. I was like, I don't know if you expect me to do this in character. I can try.
Nah.
I can try. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I can do it for an hour, but I told them they weren't sure. I don't know how they found me, where they came from. I think, I can't remember the name of the podcast. I looked into it. It seemed like relatively legit. Like it seemed like they were out there on iTunes and had, I don't know, they had bios that made it be like, all right, these are like real dudes who really do this sort of thing. Not that you're not.
Yeah.
I got the impression they were like a professional outlet, like outfit, you know, a fan base and stuff. And I don't know. I didn't like the way it was turning out necessarily. I don't know if I'm going to feel that way about this one or not. I'm very, very self-conscious and like critical of myself.
I mean, so wait, was you just picking up no traction, or what was really the downside of that particular episode?
You know what I think? I gotta say, I think I pretty much acted like I am here now. Like, I think, I don't think, I wasn't like bored. Well, fuck, I don't want to say, hey, goddamn, everything I say, I'm so like full of myself.
I'm not feeling that, don't you?
I wasn't boring, but like maybe you're sitting here totally bored and I'm just like, yeah, just like with you, I wasn't boring. No, I didn't feel like I performed poorly. I'll say it that way. Like, I didn't feel like I was pausing or stuttering or having problems expressing myself. I feel like I lived up to my bargain on that end. I just kind of had the impression, might be my imagination, that they were a bit disappointed. Like, I think maybe especially, again, I guess I'm projecting, because I might feel this way if I were them. Just like the Tosh.0 thing. That maybe this guy's a little bit too savvy, or savvier than we thought. That this is produced. Because if they're coming into this not sure if it's real, yeah, I don't know. I just got that vibe that, like, maybe this is just a too produced and thought out for what they're looking for out of me, if that makes sense. I think I might have that impression of me, you know? Like, I don't know. I just, like, I kind of want this guy to kind of match the character. And I guess I do to an extent, because that's also just me. But at the same time, yeah, that's how I felt. I was like, I think I'm a little too polished and savvy here. Again, that's a terrible. God, I can't stop bragging.
That's definitely true though, because obviously they were probably expecting someone with, I mean, if because they always had like that 50-50 sort of in their mind. They sort of thought maybe you know, this character is a real guy, and he sort of will react like this on the podcast. We can sort of like make, I don't want to say make fun of it. I don't even know these guys. I don't know why I'm being so harsh, but like, yeah, sort of like make fun of you to an extent. Sort of, yeah, look at this guy selling his wife's belongings on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, they said they were big fans and thought it was just really funny and great and all that. And I also, in hindsight, and I may be doing this to you as well, I apologize if I am, but I kind of just went. Like, I kind of just fucking went. Like, I didn't, like, they're the hosts of this thing, and I'm just going, just fucking talking. I'm being, like, I'm trying to be entertaining, like it's my fucking show. Like, again, that's just me being hard on myself. I think in hindsight. But you know what I mean? Like, I really think I kind of went into this. I'm like, yeah, I've never been on a podcast before. I'm gonna be so entertaining and like funny, cool. And again, I'm not saying I actually succeeded at that, but like, I think I went in with this mindset where I was like, not letting them actually host the show and ask me questions. Like, I don't know. That's just how I felt about it after. Again, I always second guess myself. I'll be saying the same thing when we hang up here, where I'm just like, you know, like that's how I felt. I was like, I think I kind of actually dominated the proceedings there and didn't let them just be hosts and ask me questions. And I'll be quiet now because I'm not learning from that experience apparently.
No, it's great because obviously it's better than me sort of just waffling over my own words. But yeah, I get that completely. Like when you even in social situations, when you like go up, meet new people, you have to be the entertaining guy, to be the guy that people like just so you know. I don't know, even if you don't want to be friends with someone, right? You sort of kind of do. Like you feel like they will always, you'd rather them have a good perception of you than you have a good perception of them.
Yeah, no, that's true. And we were on video, by the way, too. So that was just kind of I'm on camera. Let me be on. Like, let me just nail this and like be really on. And you know, maybe they weren't looking for that. I just kind of got that feeling, just looking at their faces as I rambled. I was just like, I don't think I'm giving them what they want here. I just had that feeling in my gut, and I was kind of like, you know, at the end of it, I don't know. I didn't hear from them. Look, not that I need you to say, hey, great job and thank you, but you kind of expect like a follow-up. Hey, thanks, that was great. Let you know when it's on. Hey, I'm not telling you to do this right now, William. but you kind of expect that. I don't know. Like,
yeah, definitely. Yeah, the last
and
guy.
I didn't get that feedback, and like 2 days later, I'm like, hey guys, I hope it went well. Let me know when it posts. And then they like, we'll let you know, just very fucking curt or whatever. And I was just like, they're not gonna post this. And I was glad.
Yeah.
I was glad. I don't know. I didn't need them to post it. It's like fine. That was 40 minutes of my life. We were on Zoom, and then they didn't have purchased the longer plan or whatever. So it was like 40 minutes, 38 minutes. They're like, oh, well, we gotta go. We gotta wrap it up. And then it just cut out.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to. I don't know. I'm glad that it didn't play anywhere. I have time. What am I? I'm just sitting here. It's an experience.
Yeah, definitely.
So far, maybe they'll post it. I don't know. I just maybe they did post it. I don't want to go find it. I don't want to read comments. I don't want to like relive it.
Yeah. Well, it's weird. It's like let's say they had a massive like following, right? A massive following. Let's talk like millions of like people listen to their show, right? And you have a terrible podcast. Like you come across like a complete dick, or you come across someone who's extremely like, I don't know, unaware of what's going on, or trying to take over the show and stuff. Would you still want that out there, or?
Oh no, I don't. I prefer it not to be out there. Like if they put it out there, that's fine. I don't need to go read comments about myself. For instance, like maybe there's some people who loved it. I don't know, but it's not worth reading positive reviews to read anything bad. So, like if they post it, that's good for them. They got some content out of it for 40 minutes. I would rather I sleep better believing they didn't post it. The fact that they didn't write to me and said they posted it or not, it doesn't hurt my feelings. I'm like, oh, good. They didn't post that. I don't want that out there anyway. If they did, it wouldn't be the end of the world because I just wouldn't go look at it. Like a million people have podcasts. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and I just want to say it's way easier talking to you than like my last guest, right? My last guest was it was a developer, like a game developer for this like really small indie game. It's like called Tomato Way. And that guy, he's a Russian, whatever. He's from Ukraine. I don't know if that's would that classify him as a Russian? I don't know. But the guy was, I don't know, pretty damn right wing. You got some pretty crazy opinions. Obviously, I wasn't like, I wasn't trying to bash him. I was just sort of like, every time he would say, I don't know, something extremely questionable, I would sort of, I don't want to say like laugh it off, but I don't know, it's just so refreshing talking to you because like, I don't have to like pretend to agree to an extent to these like radical and extreme opinions. Yeah, it's just, it's just so much easier. Also, the fact that like you don't have broken English is so much better. But I don't know, he was a nice guy. It's just
yeah, you better cut this part out. No, I'm just kidding. But and look too. Here's the thing. Let me be upfront with you. Like I fantasized about having a podcast before, and everyone started doing it. Not to disparage anyone who does it. Obviously, you're having fun with it. It's just a thing that you want to do, and it's for But like I've had the same thought where I was like, I think I'd be good on a podcast. I can speak quickly, and I have opinions. Do I even have opinions? I don't fucking know. But the point is, I think part of that caught me when I did it the last time. Like, finally, someone's fucking invite me on a podcast. I'm gonna prove how good I could be on a podcast. Like, I didn't think that consciously. I think there's something that's been simmering inside me where it's like I've had the thought and the fantasy before. And even as a kid, I used to like sit and record like fake radio shows on an audio cassette. So I think it's like, I think I kind of got excited about the idea of having that sort of platform, and then I think I just took their show from them. Yeah,
I feel like sort of I was also in the same sort of boat with the whole podcast. Like I wanted to do a podcast for ages. I was always like, hey, I just want to talk. I want to talk to people who are just interested to talk to. Like also stuff I want to just know, and I can't think of any other like medium I can just ask people questions. So like, hey, let's start a podcast where I can just ask people that I admire, like questions about how they make their stuff. I don't know, I find that stuff kind of interesting. Like I don't even know if I'm making this for other people to watch. Really, it's just basically it's really just for my own like enjoyment, just to sit down and talk to people who I like. I don't know.
Yeah, seems cool. I mean, seems like a good opportunity to do that. Like you could have just been like, hey, I'm a dude, I'm a fan. Like, can I chat with you? Like, I think I literally would have just done it, not to undervalue myself. I should pretend like I wouldn't fucking stoop so low, but I don't. I'm whatever. Like,
Hey, you know what? Has anything happened to you this week that you've just been like, dude, I just can't be dealing with this? Like something that's
Can't be dealing with it.
something you just can't be asked. Like something that's just like happened. You're like, God damn it! Of course, like you go by life, whatever, everything's normal. Suddenly, something just crashes out in the middle of nowhere. Like anything like that happened.
Well, my dog walked into the house yesterday with a little dog biscuit in her mouth. I don't know where that came from. That was pretty crazy. No, this is a true story. It's not a good story, but it's a thing that literally happened that crashed into my life. We come in with a little milk-bone dog biscuit chewing on it, pristine condition, didn't come out of the dirt, didn't come from a random place. Although a couple of days ago, I was sitting in the backyard with her. She went to a far corner of the yard where a man was working, barked at him for a while, then got eerily silent and returned, guilty look on her face with something in her mouth. I pried open her jaws and found this milk-bone dog biscuit. Paranoid for a minute that this guy was trying to poison her, and I figured, well, let me just let her enjoy this and not project my fears onto her. And then yesterday, she ran out in the backyard, barked a bit, got quiet. Next thing I know, she's walking in the back door, starts chewing on something in my carpet. Again, a milk-bone dog biscuit. Yeah, I have some fears that this guy's trying to poison this fucking dog who's barking at him while he's trying to work in the yard. I've monitored her. She's shown no signs of poisoning, no behavioral disorders. So that happened.
So if it was like let's say you're saying it's a poison situation, it's a real slow burn, right? He's really coming into this as like big plans and just the eventual sort of non-suspicious dog biscuit every now and again.
Yeah, and you know what though? I figured like if someone really wants to poison her, you put a pill in a chunk of meat, something like she's gonna swallow right away. Something she's not bringing back to the house where they don't. I might have a lab in here. I can run scientific tests on it. Furthermore, the dog biscuit, you can't really slip a pill in there. It's just a crunchy hard thing. You probably even put a needle in there and it's gonna break up and crumble into pieces. So. I'm pretty confident it's not poison, though you do hear those stories of people poisoning the neighbor's dogs for barking too much. So I have that in the back of my mind. Though she's not an outside dog, she's usually in the house. Usually if she's back there barking, I call her in and kind of rein that in. But the one thing I took out of this as well is just feeling bad that this poor man has to fucking carry dog biscuits to work in the yard. And as far as I can tell, he doesn't have a dog. I've never seen a dog back there. So, like, did this guy buy a box of fucking dog biscuits just to placate my dog? Yeah, like, that's about the craziest thing that's happened to me this week, I guess. Shit's slow. Still hanging out. Still like, at home. We've got, some work coming up over Zoom. But I'm not out in the real world these days.
Yeah, how does the whole like entertainment industry work when you're not interacting with people in the real world?
Well, I'm freelance typically, and I again work a lot for E-Entertainment, and we have stuff come up throughout the year, and I've definitely suffered as a result of the pandemic. As in, normally I would have covered the Met Gala in New York.
Yeah.
We do the Billboard Music Awards in Las Vegas. I'm not sure how familiar with these you even are, but those things got canceled. So normally Emmys would be gearing up right now, though I don't think I was going to be working it this year anyway. I also do some work for World Poker Tour, and we had a couple of Vegas tournaments coming up that got canceled. So some of my work has been canceled. I'm about to start a writing job, and that's going to be over Zoom, like kind of having a writer's room over Zoom. So that's great. I mean, that's
pretty cool.
ideal. I don't, the other things where you're actually producing on site events, like that stuff got canceled. So I've been out of work for a bit as a result.
Yeah. Which
means I should have been more productive on my YouTube, but.
God, that's the same with me though. Like, I guess really anyone. People were like, oh yeah, I've got the time, but like. You just need some time, just chill. Don't really do anything, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I relate. Like, shit's slow. It's good though. I'm not complaining, and I feel fortunate.
Yeah, definitely.
I've had a decent life so far. I say before like tragedy strikes here as a result of me saying this.
I know you're gonna jinx yourself, dude. Like real,
No, I
like straight away, yeah.
already did. Oh fuck! My dog is foaming at the mouth. She's dying, dude. In my arms right.
Shit.
I shouldn't have jinxed myself.
I'm so sorry.
I'm joking, man.
Yeah, cool. No, I'd be worried if you weren't joking. So you mentioned, right? Here's another thing. You mentioned you work in a rice farm or something when you're 14, or something.
Did I say 14? Because you're literally right. Like I don't think I said 14, but you're absolutely correct.
I think you said 14, but
I must have said it.
I guess.
Yeah. My family, we lived out in the country, and the neighbor had just a gigantic rice farm. I mean, 1,000 acres or something. Yeah, that was my first job. Went over to the rice farm, the neighbor's rice farm, and walked levees. Rice is grown in water, and well, you might be aware of that from watching TV and stuff. And anyway, yeah, rice is grown in water, so there's a lot of like kind of manual labor out in the middle of the summer. Or again, I didn't really know to hate it at the time. It was just cool. Hey, I have a job, literally $4 an hour, which added up, I guess, when you don't have rent to pay. But yeah. So like the water might drain. These fields are separated by these little levees. Very small levees, nothing major. And then you basically walk with a shovel on your shoulder and shovel mud into holes when you find them to keep the water from leaking out of the rice pond. And then when they drain the rice fields and the rice kind of turns into like a wheat, like looks like wheat, like golden, and then the farmer would take a tractor through that and harvest the rice, and then I would drive a separate tractor with a cart, and he would dump all the rice that came out of this combine into my rice cart, and I would drive it back to like the little silos and then dump it. No, I'd dump it into a truck, and the truck would take it. Whatever, fucking, it's not entertaining at all. Sorry. Yeah, it was a lot. It was like some manual labor a little bit. I don't know. Did you have any major fuck ups where you just like, I don't know? I guess I missed some holes a couple of times. I mean, I heard from the farmer, his name. Oh, you might find this funny. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. You seem to be somewhat familiar with Sick Animation. My boss was Mr. Rimmer, which inspired that name.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Mark came and worked for him for a bit as well. He didn't look like that guy or act like that guy, but his name was Mr. Rimmer.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so Mr. Rimmer fussed at me one time because apparently I missed a hole and all the water drained from the fucking field. And you can't see those holes, man. It's hard. Like, no, really, it's like muddy water, and then like you're kind of looking for like a cloud of mud to indicate that there's a leak. And basically you're walking like acres and acres and acres looking for like leaks in these little levees, and it's hard to spot, and you just you lose it and you miss it. And I got fussed at a couple of times for missing holes, and he ruined the fucking field because the crop drained. Oh my goodness. My brother came to work with us one time, and he put diesel in one of the dump trucks that was a gas powered truck, so that was a major fucking problem. And then my brother is a bit older, and then he bought alcohol for Mr. Rimmer's nephews, who were like 16 at the time.
Yeah.
My brother was a major headache for Mr. Rimmer, man, and I think Mr. Rimmer lumped me into that. But I was a good boy. I just missed some holes.
Good man. The only problems you did were mistakes. So right, okay. Okay, maybe the last thing I'm gonna ask you, right? This is a weird one. So you're a rice man. You know your rice.
Yeah. And by the way, man, I know like I'm overstaying my welcome here. First, you're like, oh, cool, this guy's gonna talk to me, and now I'm just like, fucking 2 hours later, and I'm still about something. I wanted to clarify, like, ask me silly stuff if you want. Like I like you are currently. Like I don't need to just talk about the YouTube channel. Feel free to fucking be stupid right now. Cut it out later if we need it.
The thing is, this podcast never really had any direction. That's the thing. Like, it's always been sort of just, if I find, think of some questions beforehand, I can just ask them. But yeah,
I'd rather just say stupid stuff and kind of be silly, Like, I mean, obviously, I don't post on YouTube, and like my life doesn't revolve around it. I know the whole purpose of your show is to promote things, and that's very kind. But I'm like whatever, anything goes for me. Just ask away.
All right. Well, yeah, we're obviously flexible over here at the Overlook Podcast. So yeah. But no, yeah. What I was going to ask you even was, it was about the concept of using rice in like curry and stuff. Like okay, you can call me crazy all you want, but like rice takes longer to cook than pasta, right? Usually, and it has more effort involved. You have to clean it and all that. So like, call me crazy, obviously, but I end up having curry and pasta more than I do curry and rice. I don't know if you have a strong opinion about that.
Rice and curry. I don't eat. That's Indian food, isn't it?
Yeah.
Typically, no, I don't even eat that. Which is people love it. People love it. I don't eat it. Rice is very common in Cajun cooking, and that's the area where I'm from. And I'm no historical expert here, so anyone can call me out in the comments for being wrong. But from my knowledge of it, the French obviously were settling like Nova Scotia into Canada and stuff like that, and they were kicked out, I guess, by the British, by you guys. I guess you were English at that point.
Love us.
But anyway, we're kicked out of that area of Nova Scotia and exiled to these swamp, marshy lands that were still in French possession in South Louisiana. And the marshy lands were good for growing rice. So that's why, if you're at all familiar with like Cajun food, it's very rice-based, like, gumbo and stuff like that. So that's what I grew up eating, a ton of rice, but never like curry. We weren't very international. We would do like gumbo and crawfish etouffee or jambalaya and stuff like that. All very rice based. Also in that same area of South Louisiana, there's natural like salt domes, and they also grow like hot peppers and stuff there, which is where Tabasco is based. Sorry, that's definitely cut that out of the show. But I don't even eat curry, but like that's like rice is there's a huge market for rice down there as a result of that sort of, I guess, Cajun heritage. Like you kind of, every single meal is rice. I mean, it's like rice and gravy is a thing. Anyway, sorry. Your question, you didn't answer it. I haven't like eaten much curry.
You haven't really got, it's fine. You haven't got an opinion. That's totally understandable. It's just because like the people I live with, right, think I'm crazy because, obviously you're supposed to have curry and rice. That's just a staple. That's the thing you do. Like curry and pasta, they look at it, question the very existence by the very fact that this is.
So typically you would like pour curry over rice, correct?
Usually, yes, yeah, but the very fact I'm using pasta, which is still a thing that gives you some starch, and I don't know what that problem is, but anyways, it's
man,
weird.
I think like you're doing your own thing. You're creating a new culture, sort of. You're combining. It's a melting pot kind of thing where you can appreciate that. You just teach a few generations of that, and then it becomes a new thing, and then people will be judging people for not using pasta.
Yeah, exactly my thoughts. I'm starting a revolution, really, and that's exactly what I was thinking.
I don't know. Might start right here, right now, man. This fucking video is gonna go viral and shit.
Oh yeah, totally.
Everyone's gonna start doing it.
Oh, he's open, right? Hey, another food thing. So like, pizza. You a pineapple and pizza type of guy or not?
I enjoy that. I do.
Yes.
Am I that guy? I don't know. I like it. I'll eat it.
A good type of guy because I love it too. It's like one of those things. It's just like, it's fine. It's fine.
It works. I don't order it. You like at a job or something, or you're like a group setting where people order pizzas, and like there's that one sitting, that one box, and it's the Hawaiian, I guess we would call it here, with like the ham and the pineapple. I can definitely grab that and add it to the mix. Like not exclusively that, but I'm definitely someone who will grab a slice of it to add to the pepperoni and the cheese.
I'll tell you what though, like when it comes to just like junk food and like stuff, or when it comes to like drinks and stuff, I've been drinking way too much like Pepsi and like Coke and stuff. Like for this quarantine, it's actually ridiculous. Like I don't know if I could. The thing is, with my body shape, I don't even think I can gain weight. I think I'm either have a good metabolism or something, or I don't know. I mean, obviously I try to stay fit, go for runs or whatever, but like people go for runs and they're still bloody massive. So I don't know how I'm getting away with this. I think.
Yeah. Are you getting fat right now?
Well, not really. No, I'm skinny as fuck. Like, like I look at my wrist. I'm looking at my wrist right now, right? Like, if I can put my, I don't know, my index finger, it's on my, yeah, index finger and my thumb. If I can join them together on my wrist, then I'm happy. With the fact that I'm still pretty fucking skinny. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. It's just all fucking luck, man. It's ridiculous.
I don't know, man. Like, are you exercising at all through all this like eating?
Well, yeah, no, I'm gonna runs like every 2-3 days. Right. Only like 5K, 10K, something like, you know, whatever I can do without fucking dying. But yeah, I don't know, man. Also, yeah, that's another thing, right? Exercise in America. I already mentioned how hard it is, right? It's just how do you do anything that requires more sweat and more heat without just fucking dying?
Literally cannot in Louisiana. I mean, look, people do, and people obviously do, but I think I'd be a big fat fucker over there, especially the diet that I would be consuming. There's definitely like a culture here in Southern California of like eating well. Not that I do that, but it's all around you, and fitness. And there, to me, my favorite thing to do is just like to hike up in the mountains and hills around here, and that's great exercise. And you do it even through the summer. If you do it in the evening time, it's totally good. Like the weather gets nice here where I am. I don't know what your experience was when you visited Southern California, but like right around sunset time, it's totally pleasant, man. You could really get some exercise. Louisiana, not the case at all. I mean, I guess you can go inside an air-conditioned gym and exercise, but you're not, like, I don't think sane people are out jogging in Louisiana. Doesn't matter what time. Louisiana, by the way, it's a state. Look, I don't want to assume you know anything about the U.S.
Oh,
I don't know.
But
I don't know what you know. It's just it's a state, and it's on the Gulf Coast down there, next to Texas. Maybe you're more familiar with Texas. I just don't want to assume either way.
Yeah, right? I can picture. I can more or less. The thing is, my geography skills is way worse than like most of the people I know. So probably the worst person to talk about this with. But hey, you know, it works.
But yeah, so like that's a region of the country, and you've been to Florida, and it's sort of similar. Like, no, it's hot, man. It's not. You can't exercise on there. I would not be at all. I wouldn't go on these hikes or long dog walks or. I got a basket to put my dog in for bike rides, and we go out kind of every couple of days. You know, it's nice. I think it's great. There's places here in this country that are miserable, yeah, for sure.
Oh, definitely, yeah. And you said that, like, right? Pretty much everywhere in America has AC, right? Like most places.
Yeah, interestingly though, a lot of places, like I lived in a building here in Los Angeles that was built in the 1920s, and a lot of those places haven't been retrofitted with ACs. So it's really, in LA, it's not as common as it is other places. So you're not going to go to Florida, Texas, Louisiana, anywhere like that and not have AC. Like that's just built in everywhere, you know, for sure. I don't know about where you live. I was in London 2 summers ago, but it was like May into June. The weather was pretty nice, man. It was pretty pleasant when I was there. It wasn't too hot. It didn't even rain that much. I went to Scotland and it rained.
Oh, Scotland,
but other than that, it was like nice.
It's weird though, like UK, like I reckon, I don't know, I'm gonna make it like a bold statement, but I reckon like only like 5% of homes or 5% of just places have AC, because like we don't prepare for hot weather. We're just always expecting cold, and like we do usually get cold, right? But yeah, when it gets hot, dude, we have nothing. We got fans maybe, but like they just don't do the job, man. It's hell. I mean, then again, I'd still rather live here in this sort of weather than the US, because I'd probably die in the US, but.
Yeah, I mean, I know when I'm at a place with no AC, it's rough. Like, you know, a fan just blows hot air back on you, kind of.
Yeah, you watched any good shows recently? Any good films? Anything you'd recommend?
Oh God, recommend? No, man. I'm like, boy. No, I mean, I'm serious. Like, I'm not in the loop on that stuff. I don't listen to music. I don't watch a lot of TV or movies. I know it's really weird. I put on. I have Amazon Prime just for some of the shipping and stuff, and I recently started watching this movie called The Running Man. Came out in 1987.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I remember I remember seeing that just on TV as a kid, and my brother, when we were kids, was like a big fan of this movie. And I kind of vaguely remembered it at all, and I just put that on, and that's fun to watch. I watch it in installments, so it's kind of like a series for me. I can't fucking sit for like 90 minutes, oddly enough. I'll watch 10-minute increments, and it's just like a little series, and I'm enjoying it. It's stupid, but it's fun. Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's terrible.
Yeah, that's who he is. Yeah, that's the guy.
His acting's really bad. I mean, he's cool, whatever, like he's obviously like biggest star on the planet in that era, but watching it back, his acting's just awful.
Yeah, it's crazy how many popular actors nowadays just started in like a popular series or a popular franchise and then just sort of went with it and were like, even though they weren't very good. Like I don't know, Keanu Reeves. Yeah, he's not a very good actor, but people love him because he's just one of those lovable guys. You just even God, he had a fucked up past, right? Pretty sure, like from memory, like I think both his daughter and his wife died or something in a car crash or something like that.
Man, I think you're thinking of John Wick. Or is he like
I'm not thinking of John Wick. Okay, maybe John Wick also has that same thing, but
no, I don't know. Like, is that true? I didn't even know that his family died. But I feel like you might be thinking of like his family getting killed and then on John Wick and then he got revenge or something. Is that what you're thinking of? No, I'm just kidding.
I swear to God, if I've just got mixed up literally between a character and okay, so he says
no, you're probably right. I'm just joking around. Like I just wasn't aware of that background.
Oh yeah. Oh, so it was right. Okay, I see this. At age 3, his father left. That's okay, fine. Yeah, dyslexia. Okay, whatever. Oh yeah, River Phoenix. Oh God, that fucking amazing actor. God damn it, when he died, man, that sucked.
Oh yeah. And Charlize Theron, she like killed her dad or whatever. Just kidding, kind of. You know that story at all?
I don't know. What happened?
Well, like apparently her growing up, her father was like abusive to her and her mom, and then her mom ended up like killing the dad in front of her. Jesus. In self-defense. I think this much is on the record. Go look it up. I don't know. I'm not making this part up. But then there's rumors and theories that like she was involved in the murder and stuff. I'm not vouching for that. I'm just saying like that's out there as well. But there's some like story where like I think her mom killed her dad in front of her. Damn. That's why she's like a psycho bitch now.
Yeah, that would make sense. There's always a backstory.
That's
always
pretty
a past.
Cool.
Yeah, that's pretty sick actually. Dude, that makes some great content. I mean, you want to get some live leak views? Yeah.
Free to cut that out, man. Whatever. I know we're way off topic.
We didn't really have a topic. Well, the topic I guess was just your channel in general, but hey, I'm up for talking about really anything. After the first podcast, I think I set a precedent really for the fact that anything will be talked about. Like that last one, right? We were talking about like billionaires, right? And with his name's Vlad, right? So Vlad's accent didn't exactly help. So when he was talking about like these billionaires and like Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg, right? We were basically saying, hey, obviously it's hard to be really exactly ethical when you're a multi-billionaire, basically. And he was saying that, well, in reality they don't have really any of the money. They don't even have like 5% of the money that they say they do in terms of their net worth, and they're just front men. And just it devolved into just a complete conspiracy theory over like company I don't know, general corporations in general, and I don't know if I mentioned, but like you mentioned a lot about the flat Earth, and it was an interesting one, really.
Man, that's fun.
I mean, even though like, yeah. This is really like unstructured, but like, God, that last one was that was on you low for unstructured. I'll tell you that much.
Well, you can call your show that, Unstructured. This is your second one, huh?
Hey, yeah, this is my second one, yeah.
Yeah, I guess like a pattern will emerge. Like obviously you don't need to like nail a formula first time out the gate or second or third, but I guess you'll like figure it out, kind of whittle it down into, because I mean, well, there's probably, I guess, obviously plenty to talk about that is off topic, just depending on how much of that you want to get into here or there. Whatever.
I mean, like, right. So like when I was trying to set up this podcast, right, I've got I was like in the pre-production stage, let's say. I was just looking at all these sort of, I didn't want to make a mistake, right? Made these stupid mistakes. So I looked up all these things, like things to avoid when, starting a podcast, all this stuff, all the clickbait stuff. And it's just crazy how many, like, self-proclaimed, like, gurus there are out there. And, like, oh, man, their advice, like, just all contradicts each other. So, like, I don't know, like, for example, I was thinking of getting a different mic. Because, I mean, I've got a really very solid mic right now, right? But it's a Blue Yeti. And basically this... I think this one's it's a condenser mic. So basically, in case you don't know what that means, it tried to pick up as much audio as possible. So, for example, if I'm upstairs in the other room and I'm whispering, it can probably hear just even slightly, like you can hear me in the other room. And obviously, most people don't have dead silent rooms, so it's probably not a good idea to have that for like a voice podcast. Maybe if I was in a studio, it'd be better, but that's what I got, and when I bought it, I didn't research it and all that. So that was a problem. So I thought, hey, maybe I should get this mic that everyone else is recommending. There was it's like a Rode Procaster or something. And this I think it costs roughly like £200. I don't know how many that is in dollars, but yeah, something ridiculous, right? I don't know if it's gone on sale recently, but I don't know. And the thing is, God damn it, it seems ridiculous to get a whole new mic just for like that kind of thing, because I'm living with 5 other housemates, and like they can be loud sometimes. I can tell them to shut up, but like at the same time, it's like I need to find sort of that perfect mix. It's the problem, because if I want to keep this podcast going, right, I've got to, every single time I record, I'm gonna have to go up to these people. I'm fine, I get on with them. Talk to them and be like, hey, can you guys shut up for an hour or two while I record this? But I'm gonna have to do that every few weeks. It just seems a bit. I don't want to be that guy who fucking tells everyone to shut up on a very regular basis. So I've got to find that mix between my social standing and my financial side of this podcast. So it's a tough one, and I still haven't figured it out. So yeah, I don't know. By some point, I probably will get a new mic, but god damn it, I didn't know.
Yeah, man, get a little sound booth or something.
Oh,
I know that's like obviously way more difficult than just.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can do it in a closet. I mean, that's.
Sounds good from what I'm hearing.
Yeah, well, he's open,
I'm just
right?
working off. I have a little microphone connected to this webcam. That's what we've been talking through. I have no idea how that sounds. I guess obviously fine enough.
Yeah, it sounds absolutely fine. Yeah. I mean, that's another thing. Like, if you're doing like a podcast, you gotta really hope that the other person actually has a mic. Like a lot of people, you'd be surprised just how many people don't realize that, like they have a laptop or something, don't realize they have a mic. They don't have a mic, in their laptop. Or if they do have one, it's like on the other side. It's like behind it or something. It's like underneath it or something. So like you hear this like muffled, like stuck in a well kind of thing. It's just not ideal. Yeah.
That's not cool. That's not ideal. What did Vlad had okay audio?
It was alright. It was alright. It started off a bit dodgy though. Like I had to when I first talked to him, he was like cutting in and out and stuff. So we changed some sort of the settings, right? Me trying to sort of explain how to get there in the settings with, he doesn't really understand English all too well. It was kind of a shit show, but we got it sort of working. Like he sounded fine enough.
That's cool.
Yeah, but then again, whenever I didn't understand him, I sort of just I don't know. I just sort of laughed my way, out of it. Yeah, it's a weird one.
Yeah, did you end up keeping that part so you had to laugh your way out? I don't know if that one you posted already.
Oh yeah, it was, and it was so. The thing, when oh my god, editing that podcast, like, oh my god, that took so long to edit because there were so many pauses. Just because like the every time I would speak, there'll be a massive delay because either his internet sucked or because it was in Ukraine. Ukraine to UK, it's not a great conversion in terms of like latency. So it wasn't ideal. So every time I would speak and ask something, he'd wait like, I don't know, 4 seconds, and then he'd respond. So I'd have to cut those spaces out every goddamn time we spoke. It was, it wasn't ideal, but it ended up, we like spoke of each other and stuff all the time, and yeah, I don't know. If I fixed it well enough, I don't know. Having 2 audio tracks though, that fixed a lot of the problems.
Yeah.
Okay, last thing, right? I also one more thing I just want to talk about.
Oh yeah, no
It's
problem.
another spiel of me just talking forever. So, right. So like,
You'll cut out all your talking points, and then I'll just look like an asshole who rambles nonstop. That's fine.
oh,
Just do that. No joking.
or we could just have the two, you talking, me talking. We don't have that perfect middle ground. We just both go on stupid tangents. Yeah, that's good. This tangent for this one is when I was setting up my whole podcast thing, because like you have to set up a new YouTube channel and stuff, and you're not like sub to anyone. Like YouTube recommends you all this stuff that they think you'll enjoy. Introducing, this channel called it was Special Books by Special Kids, where they talk about there's a guy, right? He talks with people who are I want to say like they have diseases and they're like kind of deformed and like they got other like rare sort of illnesses, and the guy's doing, I don't know, I think he's got good intentions, right? But he's basically trying to like raise awareness for these illnesses and stuff, and when he talks to these people he tries to be as normal as possible. However, the thing is, with each thumbnail of these, right, basically 9 out of 10 times, right, there's a deformed person on the thumbnail, and you're like, dude, I don't know, I kind of want to watch it just for like the visual spectacle. I don't know if being a fucking ass, but I don't know. Every time I see one, like, I don't know, there's a guy with.
I mean, yeah, don't you think he's posting that for that reason? I wonder. Like, I know what he's doing, and he's doing some, a nice thing in theory. But if he's putting those kids as the thumbnail, it's kind of clickbaity a little bit.
Yeah, you see this kid with like pterodactyl arms, and you're like, okay. I mean, I can't not watch this. So yeah, I was thinking, this probably has to be some sort of like method of like clickbait, I guess. It's like deformation. There we go. That's like, I don't know, maybe that's a selling point that not many people really like pick up on, really.
I think so. I don't know. I don't know. That's very cynical, but I think so. Like, there's a girl I recently started kind of just looking around on TikTok, which is just a crazy app. Yeah. And there's a girl, when I was just flipping through the little For You page things, that I don't know, it looked like she has like 2 brothers who were kind of like little deformed children. And she like kind of doing these like booty dances, and these like little deformed kids are kind of dancing around next to her. And I didn't go on her bio to see if that's her whole thing. It's very rude of me to speculate. I mean, like, maybe she just loves her little brothers and all, and they look like sweet people, and it's sad. But then I'm also, part of me is like, man, she's just using these kids to like get famous on TikTok. I don't know. It was just funny. Because she was kind of like hot, and then she's like kind of dancing around with these like poor children.
It's really hard to judge that. It's like, it's hard. I don't know. It's, you go to most people and you say, oh, this person's doing it for money or doing it for fame. Trying to be different. It's a hard fucking thing to figure out.
It's cool. Might be cool for the kids to have an outlet. Like, I did see, maybe, I don't know. I've seen a couple of accounts too where it's like, one guy was like severely burned as a child, and then there's another guy who was just kind of like, I guess, kind of born deformed. I don't know if deformed is a bad term even anymore. But anyway, they both sort of embrace it and like ask questions and engage with the public about it, and kind of use it, and even like have a sense of humor about it, which I guess is like ultimately some kind of defense mechanism. But maybe that's good for someone with that personality, that they, you're not sitting in a closet all day like hiding out, or you're not like, maybe in the old days you'd be sent out to some like colony or something, but just to be like out there in the open and just like posting yourself and kind of like joking around about it a bit, which is still kind of sad, but still like engaging with comments and kind of trolls and stuff, and like having a sense of humor about it. I don't know, might be really therapeutic. But then also you got to assume too they're famous for that reason, for better or worse. There's not just some normal like 16-year-old like boy talking in his room about mundane shit going viral or getting famous.
Yeah, you rarely see the like so the person behind the actual thing until you actually just see the physical appearance.
Yeah, I think that's like a selling point. Not, it's why it's in circulation. It's why I saw it, I assume, of like people, I don't know, commenting, liking, sharing. There's probably plenty of likes they're getting, just sort of, well, I don't want to say sympathy likes, but
pity, really, yeah.
You do. You want to be like kind of supporting.
Yeah.
And it's kind of I don't know, maybe it's a respectable thing that he's like maybe therapeutic and you kind of want to support and whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's another thing with like, I don't know, if I ever see like a homeless guy in the street or something, it's like it's a hard one. Like if I give him some I don't know, change or whatever I've got. I don't really carry change, but if I did have anything on me, if I give it to him, I feel good about myself. Then I'm like, did I do that for myself? Did I do it for him? Or like what? I don't know. I don't really think I'm a moral, really that good of a moral person, really. So I don't know. I don't think I can do anything without, I don't know, like second guessing it and thinking, wait a second, am I doing this just because it'll make me feel better or?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter either way. I guess that's probably most of where they get their money from.
Yeah.
That feeling, that kind of like sensation of wanting to
sort of help
feel
out.
good.
Yeah.
Something like that.
But hey, no, those videos, right? Those deformed videos, they're like, they really are sort of they're pick me up. Like if you're having a bad day, right? Yeah, you can just watch it and be like, yo, I'll feel just way more confident in myself after you did like, than you did like 5 minutes ago.
I don't think I would have a sense of humor about it.
Yeah.
Like, I have a YouTube channel where I try to be funny, but like I like even just seeing myself sometimes. I'm like, oh, I'm so gross and ugly and deformed. I'm not fishing for compliments here, but no, I'm joking. But yeah, like if I literally were, like I don't know, man. I think I would just hide from the world and kind of wait it out. I'd be like, well, this life's done. Let me kind of just wait it out here for the next 70 years or whatever, however long it takes for death to tighten its grip upon me.
Oh yeah, I'd probably hope that if I was that deformed, I mean, I don't want to get morbid here, but I'd have a lower life expectancy just so I haven't had to deal with it for so long. But yeah, I think I'm sort of with you.
Yeah, it's got to be super depressing, like God, like if you feel socially isolated, that's a depressing thing.
Yeah,
and it's like born to, I don't know, have social interaction, I guess. Sadly, we like to pretend we can be hermits and live in the woods forever. Well, I like to pretend that, but I know the truth is like I need people and I want like support from people and, admiration to an extent, or, you want someone in your corner or in your life to like you. And if you feel like, man, I'm just this ugly fucking deformed piece of shit, that's what I would think about myself. I'm not saying I think that about them, but I'd be like, man, I have no place in this world. That's awful. It's not. I don't say that as a joke. Like that I think that's how I'd fucking feel, which is a sad thing. So good for these kids that they have this platform, I guess.
Definitely, yeah. But oh my god, trying to make friends. Like the first thing they pick up on would be the very fact that your leg is twisted backwards and is like half the size. Like you wouldn't. I don't think I'd ever form any proper like relationships unless it was like something where I just talked to someone over like voice, and I just didn't, they didn't see me, I didn't see them. But oh my god, dude, I just walking down the street, or if they can walk, that is. But
yeah,
that would be the first thing that's drawn, people draw attention to. So
yeah, for sure.
That would suck, dude. Thank God I'm not that deformed. Yeah.
We would know if we were there. Maybe it'd be okay. Maybe it'd be better to think like our vain minds right now have totally been formed. But like our ego would be totally different than it is now. So it's kind of hard to put yourself in those shoes, I guess.
Yeah, I don't have a fucking clue what it's like. Just speaking out of my ass, really.
Yeah, no, same here, man.
Yeah.
Don't post if we come across as assholes. I mean, if we come across just slightly asshole, that's fine. But
yeah.
I mean, if we come across as just fucking evil, horrible people.
I
I mean, you literally can have me saying, you could put this in of me saying, don't post if we come across. I don't think I am coming across evil, but
you aren't.
If,
but I think
if
that
you
would
play
help.
it back and it's like, man, these guys are a little too glib about these fucking deformed children, then by all means, leave it out.
Yeah, I think if we
I'll
are too
trust your
like,
judgment.
I hope my judgment's good enough. The thing is, if we are too evil, I could ham it up, put some evil music in the background, have something just really put into to motion the fact that we're just terrible people. I'm sure they'll get a lot of viewers, a lot of people supporting us. So yeah, I think that genuinely wraps up everything I wanted to say. Everything about disabled, poor disabled, pterodactyl children. So that's good enough.
See, that's where you cross the line, is when you call them pterodactyl children.
I'm so sorry. It just comes out.
I'm joking.
You say you're joking a lot. I feel like a lot of it is your personal opinion. I think I have a feeling you just don't
okay.
like...
Literally, that's probably true. It's crossing the line to call them pterodactyl children. I am like, the joke part is that I'm like calling you out on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm not seriously offended. Technically, that's probably not a good idea on your early podcasts to be like calling children pterodactyl children. But I'm not personally offended, so that's kind of where the joke plays in, where I'm like, let me try to guide this poor wayward. But
yes.
Yeah, I'm just joking.
So it's just. So I just think your monotone response is so fucking perfect. For like, I'm not judging you for the fact that you call them pterodactyl children, but
No, I'm trying to I understand that you probably are saying this because you've been hurt in your past, and I know you're continuing this cycle of abuse. So I'm trying to be very kind to you. I know you have your own problems, and I'm not trying to call you out or embarrass you here. I just wanted to maybe give you a gentle reminder that calling these people pterodactyl children is probably not very nice. I'm joking.
You don't need to say you're joking. I fucking know. I mean, the thing is, I'm worried for the people who don't know that. I know, like, obviously, like, obviously, I don't know, mention this, but yeah, all jokes have some reality. But yeah, like, God, imagine fucking dealing with a life that you just don't pick up on jokes or sarcasm. Holy shit.
Well, I got to give myself a little bit of leeway here in case I ever run for office or something.
Oh, yeah,
they can be like, oh, good, he said he was joking.
Oh, yeah, no, in case,
They'll still cut it off before I say I'm joking, but at least my supporters can come back with the audio.
Yeah. I think it was like it was an Abraham Lincoln quote where he said, or maybe George Washington, I'm not sure, but one of them said, that just democracy doesn't really work because just most of the voters are just dumbasses and I don't know who to vote for. So like,
I never heard that one.
It's a fun quote. It's definitely put way better than I did, but yeah, the same sort of thing applies. Like, yeah, I understand. You just wanna try to make yourself seem like the good guy to the lowest common denominator, which I guess to an extent that's sort of what Trump did. So, and that worked out for him. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man! Wow, what a weird jump into American politics, which really went nowhere and didn't have any insightful commentary at all. I love that. I loved how I just did that for no reason.
No, it's pretty good. Pretty insightful stuff.
Yeah. How would you rate it out of 10? What would you say?
Rating out of 10 for what?
Yeah.
Your political insight?
Well, yeah, like how smart I am when it comes to American politics.
Oh, like I don't know, 11.
Oh, okay. So like obviously you didn't want to follow the rules I just set out for you because you're a rogue, you're a lone ranger kind of thing. You like to go against the rules.
Because I went over your ratings.
Yes,
system.
yes.
Yeah. I guess I was trying to be funny. Bad attempt. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Actually, I'm actually kind of a little disappointed and I'm kind of offended. Actually, no. The thing is, I invite you onto the podcast. I try to talk to you about normal things. You bring up a rice farm when you were. I don't know what you. Honestly, I don't know what you're on about. I don't even know why I had you on the podcast. To be perfectly honest, you make a mockery of me. You say that I'm a bad person for calling them pterodactyl children. You say that you weren't good at your job. You're giving a very bad impression of yourself, and now you're saying that you the reason you basically made the entertainment report was because you wanted to make fun of the industry that have been so kind to you, so kept you with a paying job, something that's kept you afloat this whole time, and you come at me with all this. Personally, I'm offended, and to be honest, I'm kind of disappointed that I even had you on the podcast in the first place. I don't know.
Okay, I'll give you 6.
Thank you. That's good. Thank you. That's good.
11.
Oh, thanks. So, honestly, thanks for coming on the podcast. It was so good. So good having you on the podcast. I've loved your stuff for ages. Honestly, your work on the entertainment report has been fantastic to make fun of the industry that have fucked you over so much. So, honestly, you've been great. Obviously. Oh, by the way, everyone who's listening, you can find David at.
Oh, is this real yet? I can't tell.
Sorry, what?
Are we back to reality here?
Would you mean?
No, I'm kind of joking because, well, I think you were lying when you were like saying, I hope and think when you were like, how dare you come on podcast, all this stuff.
No,
talking about rights. And then I think you made a turn back into a real conclusion. Is that correct?
No,
Where we're
no.
like, I'm gonna literally give, or is this still part of the?
I'm not entirely sure what you're talking about, but no, No, you really were a fucking dickhead though when you said 11 out of 10. Like, what the fuck? No, I'm not taking.
I changed it, man. I changed it to 6, dude. Come
Yeah,
on, man.
and the fact that you changed it, I'm very impressed, and obviously you made yourself to be a much better guy than I thought you were. So I'm sorry for prejudging you like that. Of course, obviously you were a guest on my podcast. I shouldn't have been so rude. But obviously, congratulations for picking the 6. It was far better. Obviously, in conclusion, far better than the 11. So, what I'm saying is, thank you, for coming on the podcast, giving the 6. I could have done with, even it wasn't within the boundaries, but could you have done a higher number? Come on.
I just feel like anything higher than that would just feel fake.
Oh yeah. Well, you're not a fake guy.
You're
not a fake guy.
You're
You're
like
very
kind of sucking up here, so I just kind of was like, well. Above average is polite, but to go over that would just be a little bit,
Oh, okay. That relieves me. That relieves you, I'm sure, and I'm very happy about that. But okay, right, for real. Generally, yeah. Honestly, yeah. I'm not gonna fucking ramble on anymore. Your fucking channel is amazing. If you wanna see David on his amazing channel with some genuinely funny stuff that honestly I can't watch it without laughing. Maybe a few videos have been a bit lackluster or whatever, but the majority of stuff is actually insane. It's over on the My Wife's Junk channel. I will obviously link it in the description. I'll have something pop on the screen as well at the end. I still can't even believe I got you on the podcast because you're so fucking funny. I don't know, it's just
thanks for having me, dude.
It was honestly an honor. Yeah.
I wish I had played hard to get or something. I could have seemed more legitimate if I had been like, nah, dude, I don't got time for this shit. You're only 2 episodes in, no one's listening. Which would have been all true as well. Yes, you probably could have got away with it. The thing is, I've contacted maybe 20 people by email and like Twitter DMs and stuff if they don't have an email. And God, man, it's been rough. I've got like 3 responses, you included, and the rest of them just ignore you. Yeah. The rest of them ignore you. I appreciate it. I appreciate what you're doing. It was fine. It's fun. Cool. I'm glad to get the invite.
Yeah,
I'm glad you watch it. Everyone out there, man, check it out. Tune in. You got to check it out. My Wife's Junk. It's amazing. You guys are gonna love it. I'm joking right now. No pressure. If you feel like looking at it, this guy William likes it a lot. If you like his sense of humor, maybe you like it too.
It's some good shit. You won't see, obviously deformities for children and stuff, whatever, but you will see, the broad strokes sort of, humor. Humor there. It's all right. It's not that bad. I give it, I give your channel, like an 8 out of 10, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe not exactly consistent in terms of upload, but no, who is? If you had to rate this podcast, what would you rate the podcast out of 10? Get the choice.
God, what do I say, man? I want to say 11, but I got in trouble for that last time.
Yeah.
I want to say tone it back, scale it down, go back to 6, but I got in trouble for that too. Look, I don't know how to answer this anymore, man. You tell me what you want me to say, and then cut out the part where tell me what you want me to say.
I'll cut this bit out. So basically, I want you to give this like an 8 as well, because I gave yours an 8, you give mine an 8. It's sort of like we're even on that sort of that scale. We don't have to worry about one-upping each other in terms of answers. Plus 8 is sort of realistic as well, because it is high. Yeah, it is high, but obviously you had a great time here. I can tell by the chipper nature of your voice. You're very happy with this. So honestly, I'm amazed that I'm speaking out my ass. So basically, just give it an 8. I'll be happy with that. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, I'll go and do a Yelp review. You get 8 stars, sir. Good job.
Oh, so you gave me an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, 8 out of 10.
Oh, okay. Wow. Thank you. In fact, that was the same thing I gave you. That's very good. Thank you. Thank you. That's very good. Again, I'm going to talk to the audience now. So again, check out his channel, My Wife's Junk. I can't stress it enough. Funny as shit on YouTube. Genuinely. Maybe I'm trying to think of anything funnier, but I think it's either on top.
You still there?
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. There's a disconnect for a second. You said
you missed my stupid fucking quips about.
No, you said like I'm trying to think of something. You said like you started to go watch my junk. I'm trying to think of something, and then it cut out. Like
strange.
Something more.
Oh yeah. So what I was saying was I was trying to think of something that was because I think you are still probably the funniest guy on YouTube. But then again, I sort of stopped. I stopped for a second. I thought, hey, maybe you're not. I don't. There might be fun. There probably are funny people than you, but right now, as of now, for me it's 12:30 p.m. or the 30th of July 2020. It's a Thursday. I think you are the funniest person on YouTube. And there we go. That's all I gotta say.
Okay, let me clarify real quick, because it's probably, funniest person that you've heard about or to originate from YouTube. Let's clarify that, because, you like maybe Dave Chappelle. Some people have some clips of him on YouTube and stuff like that, and he's funnier. And then also intentionally trying to be funny, as opposed to the pterodactyl armed children, who are definitely funnier than me, but for other reasons. So just to give that little clarification. But otherwise, I accept, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me. Good luck in the future. I hope you get a better microphone, and I hope your neighbor stops complaining. Wow. And I enjoy that curry on the pasta.
Thanks. You got some crazy memory. You got to remember all that. Wow, you're like an elephant. That's some people would say,
trying to bring it back, man. I'm trying to do a good roundup. Kind of like in conclusion, kind of recite and rehash the things we've talked about, which is gonna fuck you when you try to edit, because you're probably not gonna use all of that. But
no, I'm probably gonna cut you out most of this podcast, because I wasn't happy with most of the stuff you said, so I'm kind of I'm probably gonna
Everyone listening out there, if you want to hear about his curry preferences, he probably cut that out of the episode itself. But,
okay.
Send him messages to get that inside scoop.
You think you can? No. Okay, yeah. Thanks for coming on and everything, right? But if you assume that I'm just gonna cut out something because I was unhappy with what I think the response, that's ridiculous. Who the fuck do you think I am, man?
I think you are a egomaniac piece of shit. No, I'm joking. All right. No, I am joking. I don't think that. I really am joking.
Sorry, I'm trying to get a rise out of you. Just a fucking. I'm actually trying to. I'm basically requesting a performance right now, so I apologize for that.
Yes. Shit, man.
I can't have you look bad to the fucking dumbest people in the world. So yeah.
I know. You're sitting here like, hey, this guy's funny, and then I'm just a fucking dead weight over here. And for that, I apologize. But listen up, people out there, guys. I don't care what this William guy says. If you want sort of this dry humor that's not trying to react and trying to be funny and on the spot, just check out the YouTube channel, fellas, okay? I'm joking again. That's a joke. I'm sorry. I'm very annoying. People are going to be commenting. This fucking guy's annoying. It's okay.
Sorry. That laugh was so
it's
shit.
All right.
Yes.
I'll never see this again. I'm never going to check it. I'm never going to read the comments. Be brutally honest out there, everybody. It won't hurt my feelings because I'll never read it.
Yeah, this is the episode that people will look back on. When this podcast has popped off and it's become the most popular podcast ever made. Overtaking Joe Rogan Experience and all that. This will be the one that people will look back on and go, oh, that fucking prick. He was ruining my career from the start. Ruining what the Overlooked podcast could have been, and you know, it's shitty, sure, but you know, I had you here, I needed content, so you know,
We got it.
Yeah, we got it, boys. We got it. We got the bag. We just got the bag. However, you know, it might have been a shitty bag full of really unfunny fucking quips that you've made, obviously, and you know, I'm just a bit pissed off. So I'm gonna end this. You know, I've said this maybe 20 minutes ago. I'm gonna fucking end the call because I'm pissed off. But you know, I'm pretty chill right now. I'm pretty happy. So, yeah, thank you so much, and yeah, I will. Let's fucking start the recording. Why not?
All right, cool. Well, thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Okay.
You can turn that into something fine. You know, just I'm joking. I'm literally joking. Like I can't stop fucking.